Yo, have you ever pulled an all-nighter, cramming like crazy, flipping through a gazillion pages, swearing to yourself, this time I've totally got this in the bag, only to wake up after a quick nap and poof, everything in your brain vanishes like it was never even there, like some ninja-level memory wipe. If you've ever felt that pain, don't worry, you're not alone. There's a whole squad of us out there, victims of the short-term memory struggle, high-fiving over our brain farts. But hold up, don't stress. Starting today, we're flipping the script and changing the game for good. In this video, I'm spilling the beans on a mind-blowing brain hack that's so epic, it's practically cheating at life. It's so stupidly simple, you'll be kicking yourself like, yo, why didn't I know about this sooner? This is the exact trick the world's memory champs use to memorize hundreds of numbers, a dozen random names, or even an entire freaking book without breaking a sweat. Sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi flick, right? But here's the kicker. It's 100% legit, and yeah, you can totally pull it off too. I'm going to show you how to turn your brain into a legit memory fortress where you can stash everything. Math formulas, history dates, hundreds of vocab words, you name it, without losing a single thing. You ready to level up your brain game? Let's dive in and make some memory magic happen. Bet you didn't know this, but there are legit memory competitions out there where people glance at a list of hundreds of random numbers, overhear a bunch of totally bizarre names, and then bam, they recall every single one without missing a beat. Sounds like something out of a Marvel movie, right? But nah, these folks aren't superheroes. They don't have bionic brain chips or some X-Men level powers or anything like that. What they've got is a super slick memory trick called the Memory Palace. And trust me, it's like a cheat code for your brain. This isn't some hocus-pocus magic trick, okay? It's a legit tool that's been used for centuries by the biggest brainiacs in history, like the OGs of memory mastery. And here's the real shocker. It's crazy easy to learn and use. Like, you don't even need to be a genius to nail this thing. You don't need an Einstein-level IQ of 180 or a brain the size of a watermelon to pull this off. Seriously, anyone can do it. All you need is to get the basic vibe of how this method works, and you're golden. No rocket science required. And trust me, once you figure out how this thing works, you'll be screaming, yo, why didn't my teachers drop this game changer on me back in school? Here's the tea. Most of us don't have a crappy memory. We're just memorizing stuff the totally wrong way. Back in school, I bet you were like me, grinding like a maniac, rereading notes a million times, scribbling stuff over and over, praying your brain would just hold on to it. But here's the kicker. Our brains weren't built to soak up written words, boring data, or those snooze-fest PowerPoint slides. Our brains are the result of millions of years of evolution. And guess what? They didn't evolve in some library or classroom. They leveled up in the wild, untamed jungle. That means it's wired to lock in faces, paths, vivid scenes, and intense emotions, not those dry-as-dust numbers or long-winded textbook definitions. So when you try to cram knowledge into your head by just reading plain text, it's like trying to pour water into a basket. Everything you stuff in just leaks right out. That's why you can remember your crush's face after just one glance, but that math formula you studied all week, poof, gone like it never existed. Good news though, we've got a way to trick your brain into making boring textbook stuff as vivid and unforgettable as a juicy Netflix plot twist. And that's where the Memory Palace swoops in to save the day like a memory superhero. All right, buckle up, because we're diving into the juiciest part yet, the Memory Palace, aka your brain's very own memory castle. It sounds kind of fancy and complicated, but trust me, it's super logical and so easy you'll be using it like a pro in no time. Picture this, instead of shoving boring info into your brain like it's a dusty old filing cabinet, you're going to pin that info to places you already know like the back of your hand. Like, think about your house. Sounds weird, right? But here's the deal. Your brain is a total rock star at remembering spaces and places. You could close your eyes and totally picture walking through your front door, seeing what's right there, turning left to the living room, or swinging right to the kitchen, right? Am I right or what? That's why if you stick the stuff you need to remember to those familiar spots, your brain can pull them up like it's no big deal. You don't need a real deal castle, a mansion, or some fancy app subscription to make this work. No way, Jose. All you need is your imagination and a place in your head you know like it's your BFF. Boom, you're set. Kick things off by picking a spot you know like the back of your hand. Your house, your classroom, that cozy coffee shop you're always at, or even the map from that video game you're obsessed with, as long as you can picture every nook and cranny in your mind. Then take a mental stroll through that place, starting right at the front door like you're the star of your own brain movie. Every spot, like your couch, dining table, TV, or even your bathroom, becomes an anchor point where you can stick the info you need to lock in your memory. Say you want to memorize a grocery list of 5 items. Imagine strolling into your house and spotting a giant steak chilling on your couch, a tomato breakdancing on your stove, and a bottle of fish sauce reading a novel in your bathroom. The weirder it gets, the better it sticks. That's the magic of the Memory Palace, turning boring, lifeless info into vivid, wild images that your brain can't help but obsess over and never forget. Here's another one. Let's say you've got to nail 6 keywords for a big presentation. Instead of rote memorizing every word like a robot, turn each keyword into a bizarre mental picture and stick it to a specific spot in your house. For example, your first keyword is idea. Picture a massive, glowing light bulb perched right on top of your fridge, shining like it's ready to drop some wisdom. Keyword number 2 is collaboration. Imagine a bear and an elephant high-fiving each other right in the middle of your kitchen sink, like they're sealing a deal. The more outrageous and hilarious it is, the more your brain's gonna latch onto it like it's the best meme ever. That's the secret sauce of the Memory Palace. Pure, unfiltered brain candy. Just paint those wild pictures in your head a couple of times, and your brain will lock them in tighter than your favorite Netflix binge. Way better than boring rereading. And trust me, after a few tries, you'll feel your brain leveling up for real, like you just upgraded to Brain Pro Max, fully loaded with extra storage. All right, time to put your brain to the test, fam. I'm going to walk you through using the Memory Palace to tackle something super tough to swallow, a string of numbers. Yo, can you recall the first 6 digits of pi? It's 3.14159. Total brain teaser, right? Just reading it feels like a snooze fest of boring digits, right? But once you turn those numbers into mental pictures, remembering them is as easy as scarfing down a slice of pizza. Step 1. Pick your Memory Palace to store this number sequence, like your own personal brain HQ. Picture a place you know, like your favorite TikTok dance moves, your house, your go-to hangout spot, whatever vibes with you. This palace is going to be packed with anchor points, spots where you'll slap those mental images for each number. Step 2. Cook up some wild images that vibe with each number. For 3, picture your dad. Sound kind of similar, right? For 1, imagine a skinny broom standing tall like the number 1, ready to sweep your memory clean. For 4, think of a coffee table with 4 legs, sturdy as heck, holding up your memory game. Another one? Yep, picture a second broom doubling down to make sure you're locked in. For 5, visualize a 5-pointed star shining bright like it's straight out of a superhero logo. For 9, see a cake sliced into 9 perfect pieces, like you're throwing a memory party. Feel free to remix these images however you want. Just make them vivid and tie them to the spots in your chosen space. The weirder and funnier the details, the deeper they'll burn into your brain like a viral TikTok stuck in your head. Step 3. Line up each image you've paired with a number and plant them in spots around your house. You swing open the gate and see your dad doing jumping jacks in the yard, and boom, that's your number 3 locked in. You glance over to the corner of the house where a broom's hanging out to dry looking all sleek, and that's your number 1 in the bag. Then you step inside, spot your 4-legged coffee table chilling in the living room, and that's your number 4, no sweat. You peek to the right and catch your mom sweeping the floor with another broom, and yep, that's number 1 again, locked and loaded. You head to your room and see your little bro waving a 5-pointed star lantern like he's at a party, and that's your number 5, vibing hard. You stroll into the kitchen, check out the dining table, and there's a cake sliced into 9 perfect pieces, screaming number 9 in your face. Step 4, rinse and repeat, baby. To make it stick for the long haul, you gotta practice walking through your Memory Palace a bunch of times until those images and numbers are crystal clear in your head. This trick turns those abstract numbers into unforgettable mental pictures and ties them to real spots in your brain's virtual reality. Keep practicing, and you'll be memorizing like a pro with zero stress, like it's second nature. Think the Memory Palace is just for memorizing pi or some basic stuff? Nah, fam, it's way bigger than that. Once you've got this trick on lock, you can use it to memorize literally anything. School notes, chemistry formulas, history presentations, or even the lyrics to your favorite banger. For instance, if you need to memorize a bunch of history events, don't just slog through dry dates. Turn those moments into vivid mental movies that pop off in your brain. And then stash them in familiar spots in your memory castle, like pinning them to your mental bulletin board. Like, to remember July 4th, America's Independence Day, picture a massive Stars and Stripes flag waving like crazy on your coffee table at home. Picture 2 people, your dad and your uncle, chilling at that table with 9 water glasses stacked up like a hydration party. Boom, you're done. Want to learn a new language? Piece of cake. Just turn those vocab words into wild, vivid images that stick like glue. Take the word apple in English. Imagine a massive apple crashing through your window and smashing onto your desk, sending your books flying like a fruit grenade. That mental image is so wild and weird, it's basically unforgettable, right? Oh, and get this. The Memory Palace can also make you a presentation rock star, no cap. Think about it. You can slot the key points of your presentation into different spots in an imaginary building, like you're directing a mental blockbuster. Each spot in your palace stands for a chunk of your presentation, like a mental cue card for every big idea. As you stroll through each room, your brain's going to pull up every part of your presentation like magic. No notes needed. That's why the Memory Palace isn't just a tool, it's a game-changing skill that totally transforms how you learn and lock in info. It lets you tap into your brain's full potential, swinging open doors to possibilities you never even dreamed of. You'll feel your mind getting sharper, faster, and ready to memorize anything, from daily to-dos to the most mind-bending complex stuff. And there you have it. You've just unlocked one of the most epic memory hacks in the game. Now you've got a tool to make your brain sharper than a tack, learn anything like it's a breeze, and crush it in every corner of your life. But don't think just watching this video is enough. Practice is the real MVP if you want to level up your memory game. So jump in and start building your memory palace today. Kick it off with something easy like your grocery list, or the steps to nail your grandma's cookie recipe. Then scale it up to the big stuff, like nailing a presentation or mastering English grammar like a linguistic boss. You'll legit see your memory game transform, like you're unlocking a whole new brain level. So what are you waiting for? Kick off your epic memory adventure right now and watch your brain do some serious glow up. Yo, don't sleep on this. Share this video with your squad so they can dive into the unlimited memory world too. If you're vibing with this video, smash that like button, share it, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next banger tips. Got questions or want to flex your memory palace results? Drop them in the comments below. Let's hear it.